G'day Year 7s and welcome to the first video tutorial of your high schooling career. I'm not going to muck around, I'm going to get straight into this tutorial. Remember, it's very important that you watch all of these tutorials to make sure that you get the learning done at home. So hopefully that means we get more class time to learn stuff and hopefully do a few fun activities as well. Alright, but that is really dependent on you guys making sure you do watch these. Alright. We have looked at a couple of exercises already, so we're skipping straight to exercise 1C for this video tutorial. So exercise 1C, which is just basically looking at addition and subtraction. Now I'm sure most of you will know, if not all of you know, how to add and subtract, but I just want to go over a few things. Alright, so the process of finding the total value of two or more numbers is called addition. Alright, now some other words that are associated with their addition you can see over here. Okay, so plus, add, sum. So you need to have know that the other terms used for addition as well. Alright, so if I ask you in class, for example, what's the sum of 1 and 1, you know that, okay, sum means plus, so what's 1 plus 1? Okay, a process of finding the difference between two numbers is called subtraction. Okay, these other words, difference, minus, if I can mark properly, subtract, take away, they are all terms that we use to identify subtraction, alright, and describe subtraction. So now you don't need to note all this stuff down, but what I would ask you to do is that you, in your workbooks, write down some of the notes. So exercise 1C, that would be a heading, addition subtraction would be a subheading, and then maybe write down that these other terms for addition and subtraction. Have a look on the internet and see if you can find some other words that may mean addition and subtraction as well. There might be a couple more. Alright, second page. Okay, the symbol here, the plus, is obviously used to show the addition or find a sum. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now, the cumulative law, and this stuff I would ask you to write down as well, summarise it for yourselves in your books. So cumulative law means that it doesn't matter which order these numbers are written, they will always be the same. Alright, so 4 plus 3 is going to give you 7, and 3 plus 4 will give you 7. And that's what all this means, is A plus B also equals B plus A. So they are exactly the same thing. They'll always give you the same total. So like I said, 4 plus 3 equals 3 plus 4. So that is a cumulative law. So whichever order the numbers are, they'll always give you the same answer. Alright. The symbol minus here is used to show subtraction or find a difference. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. Now, before we go any further, do you think the order for subtraction matters? Do you think the cumulative law applies to subtraction? Okay, hopefully you said no, it doesn't, because 7 minus 2, which gives you 5, is very different to 2 minus 7, okay, which would end up giving you a minus 5. Alright, so they are not equal, so they do not, you can't swap the numbers around with subtraction, like you can with addition, because you'll get a different answer if you swap the numbers around with subtraction. Okay, so A minus B does not equal B minus A, so you can't swap those numbers around. Now, the main thing out of this little exercise is the different methods for solving addition and subtraction problems. So mental addition and subtraction can be done using different strategies. So one is partitioning, okay, and these you need to write down as well. Alright, compensating, doubling, or halving is the other one. Okay, so partitioning means you group the digits in the same position or the same value. So if we had 171 plus 23, you might take the 100 out separately. Then you might add the 70 and the 20 together. So this 70 here and this 20 here, you might add them together, 70 and 20. Then you might add the 1 and the 3, okay, the single units. So you'd end up with 100, 70 and 20 is 90, and 1 and 3 is 494. Okay, so that's partitioning, so grouping them up into their various values, okay, or place value is another way to think of that. Compensating, making a 10 or 100 and then adjusting or compensating by adding or subtracting. So what we mean by that is 46 plus 9. Okay, 9 is very close to 10, so you might actually, and I actually use this method a lot. I might do 46 plus 10 because that's nice and easy, which gives you 56, but then I've got to compensate for that one that I added here to make it a little bit easier and take one off, which takes me down to 55. Okay, so that's compensating. So going to the nearest 10 or 100 and then adding or subtracting whichever way you had to go. to get your final answer. All right, so another example there, if it was, say, 46 plus 12. All right, I might still add the 10, so 46 plus the 10 takes me to 56, but because it was 12, I'll write this up so you know what I'm talking about. 46 plus 12, so I'd add the 10, then I'd add another 2, so I'd end up with 58. Okay. Then the last one is doubling or halving. So making a double or half and then adjusting with addition or subtraction. So for example, 75 plus 78. So they're very close to both being the 75s. So I'd do 75 and 75, which is a little bit easier for me to do, which is 150. Then I'd add that 3 that I've had to adjust for there. So it's a little bit like compensating, a little bit. All right. Yeah, so 75 and 75 gives me 150, then I'd add that 3 back on to get 153. Alright, so that's another method. Or you might have 124 minus 61. Alright, I know 62 is half of 124. Alright, so 124 minus 62 will give me 62. Now, this one you've got to be careful with because I'm minusing. I've actually got to add 1 back onto that. Alright, so I've actually got to take and add 1 on, which will give me that answer. Or the correct answer. I hope that sort of makes sense. Because you're minusing, you're actually adding 1 to the minus. So you're taking an extra one away, you've got to add that 1 back on. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Alright, so they're the different methods and things you need to know. So notes you need to take is the different terms for addition and subtraction. To understand and writing down what the cumulative law means, and that it applies to addition, subtraction, addition only, not subtraction. Okay, and the cumulative law means whichever order the numbers are around, you still get the same answer. And I'd be writing down these 3 different methods of addition and subtraction, mental addition. So partitioning, compensating, and doubling and halving. Remember, they are mental addition, so you're doing them in your head a little bit, but we are going to write them down. Okay, so we are going to show our working out. Let's do a couple of examples. Use a suggested strategy to mentally work out the answer. Okay, so partitioning, so that's where we break it up. So for this first one, what I would do is I'd go, okay, I got 100 there and 100 there, so I'm going to add my 100 plus 100, put them in brackets so they are separate. Then I'm going to add my 30 and my 50, so create brackets there again, my 30 plus my 50, and excuse my writing, it is very messy using this tablet. And then my last one, the 2 and the 6, and put them in brackets as well, 2 plus 6, and that is a 2. Okay, that is meant to be an equal sign. Let's try again. So 100 plus 100 is 200, plus 30 and 50 is 80, plus 2 and 6 is 8, and then put all them together and I get 288 is my answer. Okay, that is partitioning. B, compensating. So we're going to round up to the nearest 10 or 100 or whatever the case may be. So 25 plus 19. So this is the easiest one to work with here, this 19. I'm actually going to round that up to 20. So I'm going to actually have 25 plus 20. 25 plus 20 gives me 45. And now I've got to compensate and adjust for that 19. So I've got to actually take 1 away, because I rounded that up to 20, so I added 1 on, so I've got to take that 1 back away, so it gives me 44 as my answer for that one. Okay, part C, what I want you to do is actually pause the video and I want you to have a crack at part C yourself. Alright, once you've had a crack at it, show the working out like I have here. Again, I'm showing the working out because that's what I expect you to be showing as well. I don't do it just to make myself look smart. This is what I want you to model, so you need to model the same working out. So pause it now, have a go and come back. Okay, hello, welcome back. Hopefully you have paused it, because otherwise it sounds really silly if you can have continued to watch. Okay, let's do compensating again. So 56 minus 18. So again, I'm going to deal with this 18. I'm going to actually bump that up to 20. Okay, so I've got 56 minus the 20. Okay, which takes me to 56 minus 20 is 36. Now, because I've had to add 2 subtractions on there, alright, I've got to actually add 2 back on here. Alright, so my answer there should be 38. Okay, so I've had to increase the negative by 2, so I've got to actually increase it the other way back to the positive by 2. So it gives me 38. Alright, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, doubling or halving. Okay, so here we've got 35 plus 36, so this is very close to 35 as well. So I'm going to say here, 35 plus 35, which gives me the 70. Now I've got to add that 1 back on, can't forget that, which takes me up to 71. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. They're the different strategies. So we all know how to add and subtract, basically how to do that. So this little exercise is more about these different mental strategies for addition and subtraction. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Nice easy 10-minute video. Any questions, make sure you come and speak to me about that one. And yeah, good luck on the first exercise. Okay, see you later. Bye.